Hi guys, I'm gonna read Flash Comics number 98, the Hawkman story. I'm reading this comic because Hawkman and the Atom, the Golden Age Hawkman and Atom, get redesigns. Hawkman's mask is completely different, as you can see, like here. His bird mask is like completely gone. I'm not a big fan of it, but they kept it when he was reintroduced in the 60s, the Earth 2 Hawkman. They kept the Earth 2 Hawkman's mask, but the Earth 1 Hawkman, they had his bird mask. And the Atom has his face mask is gone. But I'll read that issue later. But I'm gonna read these ones separately because they're separate characters. I'm gonna read the three stories separately because they're separate characters. But Hawkman fights the battle of his life in crime in costume. And there's also a Black Canary story. I think I downloaded the scans raw with the Black Canary one. That might not come till a lot later. But Hawkman. It is possible to hand over a fortune to thieves and laugh about it. You wouldn't think so, but even those implacable foes of crime, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, found it amusing as they stood by and watched a robbery being committed. That is until they quickly realized they were seeing crime in costume. One morning, at home, Carter Hall receives a surprising letter. "Good gosh, this letter is addressed to Hawkman. Has someone discovered my identity?" And Carter Hall, I can't really read. I think it says Gotham City. So I guess he's Keystone Avenue, Gotham City. 1948, I think. But the next moment, Chiara Sanders bursts into the room. "Carter, we've been found out!" "Easy, Chiara. Let's see what this is all about before we get too excited." Kent's hand slit open the envelopes and, "Dear Carter Hall, you are invited to a masquerade ball Saturday, April 30th. Please come dressed as Hawkman." "Woo, that's a relief. Our secret is still safe." "Going as Hawkman and Hawkgirl will be very difficult. At least we don't have to do any shopping for costumes." A week later, in the palatial residence of George Barton. "How do you like our costumes, Mr. Barton? You are George Barton, are you?" "You bet I am. And ha-ha, you are Hawkman and Hawkgirl, of course." "Listen here, George. Just because I'm your brother doesn't mean that you can tell me what to do. I'm tired of this silly masquerade. I'm going home." "But Henry, please don't go." "That's a switch. A king running after his knight." Later that evening. "As a part of the evening's entertainment, I think it would be great fun if we act out the roles for which we were dressed." "Sounds wonderful." "We ought to have a lot of fun." "Great idea, George." Oh, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?" "Tee-hee." Then pirates at play. "Mais oui, Marie Antoinette." "Oh, I am so helpless." "Are you sure nothing will be misplaced?" "Please don't worry, I'm keeping a strict account of everything these pirates are looting." Meanwhile, Hawkman and Hawkgirl are being pressed into service. "Now it's your turn, Hawkman and Hawkgirl." "Yes, let's see how the famous crime-fighting team would break up that pirate gang." Suddenly, "Okay, saps, the play is over. We're taking the king with us. If anybody moves, we'll blast his head off." Hawkman grabs a knight's shield and, "Look, he's flying! It's really Hawkman!" "Relax, mates. You'll soon have the rest of your crew to keep you company." Choo, choo. Meanwhile, the other Flying Fury is doing her part. Oof! As Hawkman charges into another pirate, a gun sight is leveled at him. With a sharp motion, Hawkgirl flings gold coins at the gunman. Ugh! That'll ruin your aim and crooked schemes. Head over heels is fun. But suddenly, "Look, Hawkman, why don't you do something now? Go ahead. One move out of you and Hawkgirl is a dead duck. Ah! That's funny, a dead duck, ha ha." I don't think it's that funny. I don't frighten easily, pirate. You will, Hawkman, after this. Ugh, smoke bomb. Phew. After the smoke clears. What's this? Out to the Barton lawn. That was smart of Hawkgirl to leave this trail of pirate gold pieces for me to follow. The Winged Wonder follows the trail of the gold coins to an abandoned villa at the outskirts of the city. That lighted window. There they are. It's my surprise party now, boys. Hawkman! Let's start by turning the table on you. Yar, let me go of me. Sure, as soon as I'm finished with you. Oof. What? You're finished now, Hawkman. Choo, choo. Long moments later. Mighty handy finding this giant revolving spit here. Let's get going, Barton. Too bad we can't stay and watch the fun, but we gotta get rid of the loot from the party. After the thugs leave. Hawkman, when one of us reaches the top of the spit, it forces the other one to the bottom, into the flames. Easy, easy, Hawkgirl. Just do your best to balance yourself on top. I'll try to burn my bonds off. Hurry, Hawkman, hurry. I can't balance myself much longer. Shortly, as the thug's truck speeds along a country road. Another couple of miles to fence Fallon's place, and we turn in the loot for cold cash. Wait till the underworld hears how we took care of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Rumble, look! Hawkman and Hawkgirl alive! They pushed the boulders down at the truck. Trash. See? There's the chain on their rear axle. It dragged a line in the dirt road and left a trail leaping straight to them. Now, George Barton, tell me why. Great Scott, you're Henry Barton. Where's your brother George? Talk or all. Okay, I'll talk. I guess the masquerade is over. I needed money desperately to pay off gambling debts, and I planned to get it by robbing the guests at my brother's party. I slugged George when he followed me outside, changed into his costume, and signaled my pirate gang to go into action. The following night at George Barton's residence, after the jewels had been returned and the crooks turned over to the police. Hawkman, Hawkgirl, what's wrong now? Did my brother Henry escape? Hawkman? Hawkgirl? Hawkgirl? We don't understand, Mr. Baron. Where is everyone? We're here for the masquerade ball. Carter, Shiera, the ball was last night. You missed all the excitement. Sit down and let me tell you about it. You see. I'm gonna read more than. I'm gonna read all. I'm gonna read all three of them. Well. See, I don't have the Black Canary story. I don't have that one because that was downloaded wrong. Okay, what I'll do is I'll read the whole comic. I'll read the whole comic. I'll just cut to when I find the Black Canary story. So, The Flash, fastest man alive. Jay Garrick whistled scornfully at the idea of pennies raining from the skies, but he had to change his tune when $1 million was thrust into his hand, and all he had to do was spend it. But that's only the beginning of this remarkable adventure, in which Jay, in reality the Flash, the fastest man alive, discovered that fortunes can be fatal, in Mystery of the $1 Million. Look, I can't believe my eyes. But it's true, it's raining pennies. That's like a play. The good fairy's promise came true. I promise never to lose faith again. Bravo! Clap. Later, backstage. We're not such poor amateur actors after all, Jay. Listen to the audience. And each pair of clapping hands means money for our charity. But what a play. Imagine pennies raining from the skies. Stranger things have happened, Mr. J. Garrick. I surrender, dear. And now, Miss Joan Williams, if you'll stop threatening me, let's get you out of the theater. We don't want to be late for the party, for the cast. The two hurry outside the theater. Wasn't it a cute idea to have us come to the party in our makeup? It would have been a cuter idea to provide us with cars. Taxi, drat it! That one's filled too. My, what a beautiful taxi. Taxi, nothing. That's a limousine. Wonder why it's stopping here. Young man, there are thousand bills in this roll. Do you think you can spend them by tomorrow morning? You must have been mistaken, sir. I never saw you before in my life. And you thought pennies could rain, Jay. You're a stranger to me also, son, but I've made no mistake. I picked you because you and your girlfriend are very poor, just like I was once. But you look like fine people, and I'm here to help you. You think I'm a tramp because of my makeup. Now that you understand why I've given you money, tell me, do you think you could spend it all in 12 hours? You said there were 1,000 bills in this roll. $1,000 wouldn't take too long to spend. That is, if I accept the money. Do you say $1,000? You better take a look at that money. Go ahead, count it. Why, they're all $1,000 bills. There's $1,000 bills in that roll. $1,000,000. Now, can you tell me whether you think you can spend that in the time I've given you? $1,000,000? Is it possible to spend $1 million? Well, suppose we find out. You and your girl can start by joining me. A few minutes later. Glad you accepted my offer. First, we'll go to my home, where you and the young lady can change the clothes more suitable for people about to spend $1 million. I want nothing but the finest for you. I'll make believe that I'm falling with his scheme until I find out why he's doing this. I fancy my niece's clothes will fit you, young lady, and you, young fellow, are about the same height as my brother. Here we are. What a beautiful mansion. An hour later. Miss Michael Louise, your clothes fit our guests if made for them. You look like the finest of millionaires. No one would dream of questioning them, no matter how much they choose to spend. The party sets out in the limousine again. Our first stop will be the exclusive Miners' Pit Club, the finest in existence. It's extremely expensive there, so don't forget your money. It all seems like a dream. As long as you think you're dreaming, why not go to sleep? Ooh! Soon after, at the deserted part of the waterfront. Windows closed, doors locked, money inside with our guests. Check. Let her roll, Albert. Inside the limousine, resting on the river bottom, Jay Garrick realizes his predicament. This money must be the clue to why our benefactors wanted to murder us. Have to get out of here first, before the pressure of the water breaks the windows and we're drowned. With lightning speed, Jay changes into the Flash, the fastest man alive. Lucky Joan's still unconscious. She doesn't know how close to death she is. Oscillating with ultra speed, the Flash steps up the vibratory rate of his body until it can slip through the very atomic structure of the car chassis. I vibrated through the car without letting the water get in. Now I'll have to get to the surface before Joan suffocates. The Scarlet Speedster's vibrations whirl the water into a spout, which carry the car towards the surface. A few moments later, the car reaches the air. No, I seen everything. The vibrations deposit the car on the pier. There, the car's on the pier. Joan's safe. Now I know why I'm still alive, Jay. You changed into the Flash. But why should that man have tried to kill us? After all, he had given you $1 million. He did give... Wait, he had given you $1 million. He did give you $1 million? I didn't dream all this. No. And I've got the money to prove it. We're going to pay a visit to that philanthropic... I can't say that word. Philanthropic murderer. A few seconds later, the Flash whisks Joan back to the mansion. I can hardly wait to see those brutes' faces when they see us alive. We'll remain alive by going in through the back way, quietly. At the rear of the mansion. What's that sound? It's coming from the cellar. Flash quickly opens the cellar door. Looks like a watchman. He quickly unties the old man and... This house with all its furnishings ain't been occupied for 6 months.
2 men and a girl inquired about the place yesterday. The morning they came back, slugged me, and dumped me down here."
"It's them, all right. They used the house to fool us. It was luxurious enough to divert any suspicions we might have had. We'll probably find that limousine was stolen, too. That leaves us without an inkling as to what their whereabouts are." While the watchman reports the incident to the police, Flash whirls out with Joan. "Why should they have picked us up off the streets, given us a fortune, and then tried to kill us?" "The answer must lie in the money. Our only clue. Our next stop's the laboratory." At the Garrick Research Laboratories. "Now that you photographed one of the bills and placed it next to a photo of a bill that the Treasury Department sent you, what do you see?" "Nothing. The engraving is identical. It's perfect." "Now, what do you hope to find, Flash?" "I'm a scientist, Joan. I'm checking the materials used in the bill as a matter of routine."
"What did you discover in that bill, Flash?"
"I'll know better as soon as I've spoken to the Treasury Department." Uh-huh. You don't say. Well, uh-huh.
"Flash, if you don't stop saying uh-huh and tell me what's going on, I'll never speak to you again, Flash. No, where are you going?"
"Be right back."
"You changed your evening dress again. You look just as you did when we started out to spend the million."
"With a slight change. This time we're going to spend the million to catch a couple of murderers." The two begin a tour of expensive nightclubs.
"Are you sure you haven't made the mistake, sir? Giving me $1,000 bill for corsage?"
"I can't be bothered with small change. I want you to keep it."
"Have you gotten mad, Jay? $1,000 for a corsage? Look, everyone's looking at you. The whole town will hear about this."
"Exactly. If I throw away enough $1,000 bills, news of us may smoke out the people who gave them to us and encourage them to try and kill us again."
Gulp.
Hours later.
"Looks like your plan's a flop, Jay. Seems like we've been to every place in town, and not a sight of them. It's as if they're disappeared into a pit or something."
"Pit? Where did I hear that word before? Now I remember. That's the name of the exclusive place they were driving us to when they hit us. Pit. The Miners' Pit. Come on." Soon after, at the Miners' Pit Club.
"Thanks for the $1,000 tip, sir. Thanks a million."
"But I only gave you 1,000. Very funny, ha ha." The coal car carries the two into the unique club.
"Welcome to the Miners' Pit, sir. Follow me, please. I'll lead you to a good table."
"Thank you."
"What a cute idea, having tables in these dummy elevator lifts."
"We want the best in the house, waiter. Never mind the expense."
"News of your generosity has already reached us, sir. We'll take special care of you, sir."
Suddenly the lights go out and...
"Jay, the lift's taking us down."
"It's real. Ah.
"Jay, the waiter lied. It's a trap. We'll be falling terribly fast."
"Too fast. If the lift stops suddenly,
we'll be... Ooh-ho!" "I still can't figure out how they escaped from the river." What matter? The main thing's they're our prisoners. The finest of plans sometimes fail, but ours won't this time."
Soon after.
"Ooh, where are we?"
"Don't make a move, Joan, or you'll detonate the dynamite we're chained to."
"Exactly. You'll be a fine mine, son. One of the finest. You deserve to take my place." "But only as a corpse." "As long as you don't make a move to escape, you'll be safe." "See you later."
"Jay, look." "I had a hunch he wouldn't leave us with a bare chance to escape."
Rumble. "They sent the coal car back with pneumatic drills fastened to the front."
"Our philanthropic friends have given us the chance of being blown up if we attempt to escape, or pierced if we remain."
Rumble.
"Only one way I can get out of these bonds, and that's by vibrating out. Have to take the chance that my vibrations might explode the dynamite and rely on speed." The fastest man alive whirls into action.
"Jay, it's coming closer."
No time to tell Joan what I'm trying to do. The Scarlet Speedster whizzes at the dynamite.
Jay! There, the dynamite won't explode. Goodbye, Jay. Fraction of a second left.
The crimson comet whirls in between Joan and the drill, and his vibrations disassemble the drill.
Why is it taking so long?
Ha ha! A moment later, the Flash frees Joan and...
Flash!
No time for explanations now, Joan. I want to catch up to our murderous friends. They can't have gotten far. At the lift.
Our young friend has helped us without knowing it. The bills he spent will positively identify him as a counterfeiting genius the Treasury Department has been trailing for so long. When they find his body, the case will be closed, and all suspicion will be removed from me. The Flash!
This case is closed right now. There won't be any substitutes to take your place where you're going. Prison. Later, after the counterfeiters have been handed over to the Treasury Department.
But why did they pick us to be found with counterfeit bills?
When we came out of the theater, we were dressed like ragamuffins. They thought no one would miss us.
And now will you tell me what you saw in that bill under the microscope that gave you the clue?
A man's conceit, and it trapped him. The counterfeiters didn't think the silk threads used by Uncle Sam in making money were good enough, so he used nylon. And the next story is the Atom. So, what would you do if you were in the Atom's predicament? So as I said, Atom has a redesign, the Golden Age Atom. Al Pratt Atom has a redesign. If the Mighty Might exerts his atomic strength to rip himself free of his rails, he will wreck the oncoming train. Yeah, I think they gave him super strength. At this point in time, they gave him super strength. If he doesn't, his finish will be certain, and crime will triumph. Read how the Atom solves his puzzling dilemma as he combines amazing strength and incredible ingenuity when terror rides the rails. Al Pratt is returning to college on the Gow Railroad. Another wreck in the Gow line. This railroad is either having a streak of bad luck or else. Suddenly, another wreck. I'll be able to help better as the Atom.
Help!
An instant later, the Atom appears. I'll clear the tracks of the wreck before the train behind us piles into it. The Mighty Might displays his titanic strength in whirlwind action, lifting the wrecked train back on its own track. A few moments later,
Atom, thank goodness you're here. I'm Jane Wilson. I inherited this railway from my father. I've been riding the trains to see if I could uncover any reason for these wrecks, but so far I failed.
We'll see about that, Miss Wilson.
We're near bankruptcy. One wreck after another. People won't ride with us anymore. I don't know what to do.
You'll feel better when we reach the station.
How? The engine is out of commission. No power.
The Atom supplies the power. Later at the station.
Thanks for everything, Atom.
Don't worry, Miss Wilson. I'm sure everything will be all right. I'll examine the train, meanwhile, for clues. Atom hears a groan behind a boxcar. The yard policeman. What happened, feller? Slugged?
Yeah, thugs found him. Hiding in the baggage of the car of the Super Limited. It just left on track 5. The Limited's a crack train. You'll never be able to catch it.
This handcar will help me. The Atom makes the handcar along the tracks until the engineer's unconscious. No one's at the controls, and horseshoe curves ahead. The Atom leaps onto the tracks in front of the oncoming train. The train will be wrecked at this speed, unless... The Mighty Might hurls his titanic power against the onrushing train and stops the hurtling mass of steel in its tracks. A moment later, train safe, now to... Soon after, the Atom awakes and...
You won't interfere with us again, Atom. The Flyers throw any second on this track.
Yeah, I can hear a whistle now. Come on, let's get to the roundhouse.
We got work to do.
Ooh.
They've tied me down with steel wire. If I break loose, I tear the track up too, and the Flyer will be wrecked. But if I stay here, it's curtains for me. Only one thing to do. Rip, rip. The Atom holds the torn tracks together and becomes a human bridge over which the train passes safely. The Atom revives the engineer of the Super Limited.
A couple of guys slugged me in the fireman, but we're okay now, and ready to proceed.
Good. I think I know where to find those thugs. Soon after, at a gel roundhouse.
Wreck these engines, finish the girl for sure. Yeah, and the boss will be able to buy the railroad for a song.
After he cashes in on the oil he secretly discovered on the railroad land.
Look, it can't be. The Atom.
That was a cute story, but the ending won't hold.
Let him have it.
Here's a new ending. Sabotage gang and boss rounded up. Pow. Ooh. Later. Your railroad will be alright now.
Thanks to you, Atom.
So, yeah, sorry at the beginning I said I was going to read them separately. Yeah, I'm not reading them separately. I'll skip to the Black Canary story now. So sorry about that. I just realized this was one of the last issues of Flash Comics, because this was number 98, and I think Flash Comics ended number 103 or 105 or something like that. So that was during like the 1950s like purge of superheroes, when a lot of the superhero books got canceled, and DC especially, but well, everywhere they got canceled, but so the Atom and Hawkman's redesign didn't go on for very long, but for some reason they brought it back when they did the Earth 2 crossovers, or the Justice Society, Justice League crossovers. For some reason, they brought the designs back for some reason. But the Black Canary, what does a valuable stamp hundreds of years old have to do with a grocery store? A grocery store that in the first place is really a florist shop. Does this sound baffling? Well then, you can sympathize with the Black Canary as she fights to unravel the startling developments in the case of the Byzantine Black. Late one evening, Dinah Drake hurries back to her flower shop. Bong, bong. I was so busy today, I forgot to put the shipment of orchids in the refrigerator. Unless I do, they'll be ruined by morning. What? I must be seeing things. This is the right street, and 605 is the right number. But my flower shop has turned into a grocery. My key fits all right, but the flowers are gone. Everything's changed. There's a light in the back.
I can just hear the cops saying Old Man Steele is crazy when he tells them he met us in a grocery store.
I
wasn't dreaming. Roger Steele, the millionaire, is going to be hoodwinked. It's time for the Black Canary to find out what this is all about. A few moments later, you boys aren't very thorough, leaving the back of this florist shop unchanged.
Black Canary! Blast that canary! She must have found out about us.
Boom, bang, bang. My, such temper.
Oof!
It's time I ring down the curtain on this scene.
Drop that stuff, Canary.
Just as you say.
We got the canary now.
You forget canaries can fly.
Oh! Let's get out of here.
Forgetting about your business here. Racing after the thugs, Black Canary stumbles. Something on the ground. It's a body. Black Canary, how did you get mixed up in this case? If this poor man is your case, Larry Lance, you better resign as a private eye. Thank goodness, he's only wounded. Who is he? Roger Steele, the millionaire. I guess his bodyguard. I've been his bodyguard for a week, ever since the Byzantine Black was stolen from him. Byzantine Black, what's that? A rare stamp, priceless. I learned too late to stop Steele that he received a phone call telling him to come here if he wanted that stamp back. By the time I arrived, I found him just as you did. Later, it's the Steele mansion. Your uncle will be all right now, Miss Elaine. The doctor said the bullet only grazed him. It's a miracle he wasn't killed, keeping an appointment with thugs at a grocery store in the middle of the night. The idea. Did you say grosh? Look out! Behind you! Ugh! When Black Canary and Larry Lance regain consciousness. What a sock! Wonder if I'm still at the same place. The captives find themselves in the nearby swamps. Those rocks at your side of the board.
makes your weights equal, Black Canary. But if you make a move to escape, you'll upset the balance.
Oh. Those rocks at your side of the board makes your weights equal, Black Canary.
But if you make a move to escape, you'll upset the balance.
And your boyfriend will sink into the quicksand.
So long, Black Canary.
We'll leave you to figure this one out.
Let's go back to the Steel Mansion to finish our business.
After the thugs depart,
Larry, I've got an angle. See that boulder? I'm going to pull it loose with this vine rope. Don't! It'll fall on you. That's the idea. Careful! Suddenly. Look out! It's heading right straight toward you. I don't intend to be here when it strikes. And neither will you. Wow!
freeing Larry.
Wait till I get my hands on those crooks. They ruined my best suit.
You mean you own two?
Well, calm down. They haven't gotten far. There they are, Larry, just ahead. You take the low road, and I'll take the high road, and we'll catch them in the middle.
Look, they're out. That's a state you're going to...
That's a state you're going to be sent to. Out! Ugh.
After the criminals are subdued,
we stole the stamps, but we didn't shoot Steele.
I know you didn't shoot Steele because I had your guns when you ran out of the shop. If it wasn't you or I, then it must have been the only other person who knew where Mr. Steele was going.
With the bound gang in the hands of the police, the two return to the Steele mansion where...
There's the only other person who knew about the phone call. Miss Elaine, stop! Black Canary, and I thought you were dead. So you were going to try murder again, still blaming it on the crooks.
The next day, and she confessed she did it to get her hands on her inheritance in a hurry. Some case. Boy, I'm glad you weren't in the shop when the crooks took it over. You might have been hurt. With a big, strong man like you around, never. And that's the end of that story. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.